Hi, Lower School 14 here again, and in this step I'm going to show you how to pair the edges. So, alright. Now, if you think about it, between the blue center and the yellow center, there are going to be two blue-yellow pieces, not just one like on the 3x3. So, for the blue and yellow pieces, we have to find both of them first. So let's see. We've got one here, and one up here. So, okay, let's see. If we move them like this, with one down here and one down here, you can't possibly do anything with them. However, if you move them up into the top so that they're opposites like this, what we can do is line them up, move them out of the way, move an unsolved pair into place, move them back. So let's see, let's find another example. We've got our red yellow here and our red yellow here. So let's see. To move these together, we have to go like this. We've got one in the top, one in the bottom. So we can line them up and make our pair. Move them out of the way. Move an unsolved pair in. And just move the centers back. So we've got two pairs. So that pair and this pair. So let's find another one. Blue and black. Find our next blue and black. This one here. Move it so they're opposites. Line them up. Move an unsolved, move it up to the side, move an unsolved pair down, and reline them back up. Let's find another one. Let's see, we've got that one here. So green and red. Green and red here. Green and red here. Move them together. Move them. Oh, sorry, my mistake. That's green and orange. Here we go. Here's green and red. Green and red. Green and red. Line them up. Move them out of the way. Move an unsolved pair down. Line them up again. So, using that, you should be able to pretty much do all of them. Sometimes you'll come across a case that you might need an algorithm to fix, but I'll show you that if I get it, and if I don't, I'll set it up so that I can show you anyway. So hold on. This is very basic edge pairing because you're pairing up just one pair at a time. As you get better at it, there's actually ways that you can pair up more than one edge at a time, and that takes practice, but it can be faster if you know how to do it correctly. So let's see, what else do we have? This one here, this one there. Okay, so here's the case I was talking about. You've got these two down here, and you've got these two up here. So what you normally want to do is move them out of the way so that you would have this. But if you move them this one this way, you'd make this pair. But if you move this one this way, you'd make this pair. And you don't have anything to switch it with. So you have to learn an algorithm here. It's not very difficult, it should be pretty easy to learn. So here's what you do. You put them so that they're across from each other like this. So my orange black, black green, across from each other. Then you do this algorithm. Bottom two layers clockwise, right, front inverted, U, right inverted, F, bottom two layers counterclockwise. And if you do it correctly, it should pair those up pretty nicely. Okay, so now that you've done that, if you look at it, it looks kind of like a giant scrambled 3x3. So, being a giant scrambled 3x3, you can solve it like a giant scrambled 3x3. So, here we go. Now there are some complicated things that you can come across when you go to solve this thing, just for the last step. There are errors called parity errors that it's really difficult to explain until I get one. And if I don't get one during this solve, like usual, I'll just set it up and I'll show it to you, considering they happen pretty often. So if you don't know how to do it, you'll only be able to solve the cube like a third of the time, which really isn't all that impressive if you go to show it to your friends. So let's see. Luck. Okay, I didn't get any parity on this solve. But now, here are the kinds of parity you can get. So, first kind of parity you can get, I'll set it up for you. Okay, this kind of parity can happen when you go to get your cross on top. You can get you might have your line, you might have your L, you might even have your dot. But when you go to get your cross, you'll find that one edge pair is flipped. That one edge pair, to just flip this one edge pair, here's the algorithm. It's long, so I'm going to put this in the video description. Right two layers, 180 degrees. B2, U2, left two layers clockwise, U2, right two layers counterclockwise, U2, right two layers clockwise, U2, F2, right two layers clockwise, F2, left two layers counterclockwise, B2, R2. And that'll solve that parity case. Another parity case that you can get is this one. Okay, you can go to solve the whole thing, and you'll be left with two edges that need to be switched. So to solve this one, here's the algorithm. Lowercase r2, capital U2, lowercase r2 again, top two layers, lowercase r2 again, top two layers, and then just the top layer. So that's that parity case. Next parity case is this one. Okay, we have two corners switched. If you have two corners switched, what I would recommend doing is you could either try to turn it into a cycle of 3, which is complicated to learn, or you could just, if you know how to do a T permutation, I'll give you the algorithm. It's a T permutation. It's not very difficult. It's R, U, R, I, U, I, R, I, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U, R, U, R prime, F prime. If you don't know it, it's helpful to learn, because for the 3x3 it helps because it's a PLL, so it'll help you anyway. So when you go to that, you just have to, and when you do that, your corners will switch back, and then you'll be left with the parity case I just showed you. So another parity case that you can get is this one. Looks kind of like this. You have two edges swapped, but they're adjacent. So what you can do is you can do an R prime, U, R. It messes it up, but just temporarily, because then you can swap them across like this, using, and yet the same algorithm again. And then you can solve it by doing an R prime, U prime, R. The last parity case that you can get on the 4x4 is, okay, I'm trying to figure out a way to set this up. You can get this. And then okay. You have two corners switched, and they're switched diagonally like this. So to solve this one, what I would do is do another T permutation. After doing that, you have these two edges swapped across, so you know how to switch those. And then you're just left with a cycle of 3 corners, R2, B2, R, F, Ri, B2, R, Fi, R. I highly recommend that you watch my 3x3 tutorial videos to be able to learn the parity segment of this. So, yeah, if you have any problems, feel free to PM me. Alright, thanks, bye.